Welcome back. Still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. It's time to get some corporate conversations going. Dhanuka Agritech is on our radar today. The company's stock has hit a 52-week high on the launch of a new insecticide called Nematex. With this, the company has launched 6 products in FY24 so far. To discuss these new launches, the revenue outlook and overall guidance for this year, Mahendra Kumar Dhanuka, who is the Vice Chairman and MD of the company, is joining us now. Mr. Dhanuka, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, the street seems to like the fact there has been one more product launched by the company this time, and this is again in the biological insecticide segment, and that takes 6 product launches so far in FY24 already. This is done ahead of the Kharif season as well. So what kind of opportunity are you looking at? Have you already tapped customers since it's in the domestic market? What would it add to your top line?
You see that gradually the demand for biological products is increasing because the urban population and the people who are having disposable higher income, they want the organic food, and that's why the demand for biological products is increasing. So that's why Dhanuka thought to enter in this field of biologicals. Already Dhanuka is doing biological biofertilizers to the extent of around 5-6% in the top line of the company, but biological insecticides and pesticides we are introducing just now, and 4 such biological insecticides has been introduced by Dhanuka this year, which includes Downil for control of dino mildew, Speronil for control of wilt and rot, Vitex for control of termites, and now Nematex, which is for control of nematodes. So these 4 molecules will contribute in the first year around 1% in the top line of the company.
Okay, so just to understand this a little bit better, you already had biological fertilizers, right, which contributed 5-6% of your revenue. Now you have introduced biological insecticides, and there are 4 products in it which will contribute 1% to your top line. Is that correct? And you have plans to introduce biological pesticides.
No, pesticides and insecticides are one common word basically used.
Okay.
Common. So that is one and the same.
Got it. And you've already launched 4 biological insecticide products, or you're planning to? This is in the pipeline for FY24.
There are 2 more in pipeline. In total, we would be introducing 6 biological products in current financial year.
Biological insecticides products in FY.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, all right. But are the margins in this particular product higher in this segment? Because you also say that they go for organic foods which are already priced higher. So would it mean higher margins for this category?
Yeah, definitely. Margins are higher in comparison to the generic pesticide industry. And since the competition is not there and the good companies are getting reasonable volumes and margins also in this biological products.
So how much higher is it, Mr. Dhanuka, from the current margins that you have on an average? Is it 100 basis points higher, or is it even higher than that?
No, it will be around 200 to 300 basis points higher in comparison to the current margins.
Okay. So you've given us the outlook for biological insecticides for FY24, a total of 6 products. But what's the kind of growth this segment is seeing, and how do you plan to scale it up? Say next year, the year after that. What is the big plan for Dhanuka in this space?
You see, globally also the demand for biological products is increasing in comparison to the traditional pesticides. So we do hope that in times to come, since in India disposable income in the hands of the consumer is increasing, so they would like to go for more organic food, especially in the urban segment. So we do hope that in times to come, the growth in biologicals will be higher. Presently also, the CAGR in biological products is more than 15%, while in general insecticide segment, the growth is to the extent of 8 to 9%. So in
Okay.
times to come also the CAGR in biological products will be higher in comparison to traditional pesticides.
Okay, so sir, say 2 to 3 years down the line, your earlier target was around 5% of the top line should be biological products, which has already taken place with these new product launches. Say 2 to 3 years down the line, with the growth rates that you're talking about, will it be in high double digits, the contribution from this particular segment?
No, it will take time because you see in India we have 142 billion people, but more than 70% people have the disposable income much less. So they cannot afford to pay higher prices for the organic food. Only the urban population will be able to afford. So that's why the demand for these molecules will be to a limited extent to niche segment. So that's why the growth, we hope that in total, including the biofertilizer and biopesticides, there will be contribution of to the extent of around 10%.
It will be 10% by the end of FY24.
No, in 2 to 3 years time.
2 to 3 years time. Okay. So coming to the other business of yours, the general insecticides and fertilizer business, you were facing an issue of high inventory, which was hurting your books. Can you give us an update on the inventory on the books, the high cost inventory, and what is the demand looking like in the domestic market?
Yeah, you are right. Because of the low sentiments and less demand, the prices of the raw materials are reducing on monthly basis. So we are passing on the price reduction to the dealer, distributors, and ultimately to the farmers. So definitely it is impacting the margin. There is pressure because of the high cost inventory in the system. Every month we think that now bottom has come, but again next month the prices are reduced. So now we think that bottom has come and the prices will be stable because the season is also shortly will start once the monsoon reaches, because Kerala it has been delayed by 4-5 days, but we hope that it will be reached by 7th or 8th of June to Kerala and then will spread over throughout India in the time. And
Okay. Right.
room monsoon comes, we will be able to do the sizable business in this Kharif season.
Mr. Dhanuka, quickly before we let you go, you spoke about bottoming out of prices for now at least. What does it mean in terms of your FY24 guidance? Because you had spoken about double-digit growth, margins expanding by 50 to 100 basis points. Do you still think if monsoons are delayed further, you will be able to stick to that guidance? And what about commercialization of your Dahej plant? Is it still on track to come in from July?
Yeah, it is on track, and we do hope that within July we will start the commercial production from the Dahej plant. That's there, and we give guidance for definitely the volume growth will be in double digit. Value growth, because of the reduction in prices, if they remain stagnant, then there can be a little bit challenge, but volume growth will be definitely double digit.
Okay, all right. Double-digit volume growth in FY24 and outlook looking good as well. Thank you, Mr. Dhanuka, for joining us and explaining to us what the opportunity in biologics, insecticides and fertilizers is for the company, and the stock is high by 10% in trade today as well. We'll do one thing, slip into a short break, and up next we have our Midcap Spotlight segment. We'll focus on some stocks. One of them is BL Kashyap, that is surging in trade on the back of news updates. Stay tuned.